Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run where we take a random character and random weapon, try to beat Danger 5 with it. So apparently I've actually been lying to you. I thought that this was going to be my very last random run before I had covered every character, because this is going to be video number 42 in the series, but it turns out that I have done the King twice, and there's actually still two characters to go that we haven't yet covered, the Chunky and the Brawler. So there's this video and next video before we have completed random weapon challenges with every character in the game, who it makes sense to, skipping the Arms Dealer and the Bull, who don't get random weapons. So there's at least one more video to go, and then don't worry, this won't be the end of the series. I'll still be revisiting these classes with random weapon challenges, but that will mark a great point to sort of sit back, take stock, and see how I did in terms of win rate and stuff. I was expecting to do that this time, but I've actually got two to go, so let's just jump in with the remaining two characters, and we will of course be working our way backwards. So next up is the Chunky. Chunky, I think, is going to be a fairly difficult character here. I want to say Spiky Shield for this character for my class guide, so we won't be allowed to use that, and that's definitely a downside for this character. Yep, I just wanted to double check and make sure that that is in fact what I used for my class guide, and it is. So we will be unable to use Spiky Shield, which is a problem for this character, because one of the ways that you can keep this character alive is by gaining lots of max HP, which the blunt weapon tag gives you, and a lot of defensive stats. Since you basically can't heal, your regen you can't use lifesteal at all unless you get some monstrous amount of lifesteal, and regeneration is halved, so it's very, very difficult for you to get a meaningful amount of regeneration. It's very hard to get passive healing, so all your healing has to come from consumables, and with dodge modification reduced by 50%, you really need other defensive stats in order to keep this character alive, and without the ability to increase your speed, you're going to take a lot of hits. It's very hard to dodge elite if you have 0 speed. You usually want to get up to like 20%. So I think depending on what weapon we roll, this character could actually be fairly difficult. Now we do get extra damage for max HP and additional max HP, which is a nice boost to this character, but I think this is one of the harder characters to do random weapons with. Let's see what we get, and we've got the torch. This is not what I was hoping for, so we're going to see if we can make this work. Elemental damage, of course, is a problem for this character who wants to be bursting down enemies. Since it's very hard for us to avoid taking hits, having to rely on the burning damage from the torch means that we are much less likely to be able to quickly kill elites, which is sort of our plan A, and instead are going to have to rely on surviving, which is much more difficult since it's harder for us to generate healing, since we don't kill enemies quickly, and harder for us to generate money since we don't kill enemies quickly. All in all, not a great pick for this character. Notice that I do not want ever to take speed, because it will just be zeroed out, and we ended up actually dropping a decent amount of material this wave. You usually expect 54 to 56 in your first wave, and we got 55, but 8 of it's on the ground, so we don't have it to spend, and that's going to be a consistent problem for us with this character. I am going to take harvesting to try to make up for that downside, because we are going to otherwise struggle a lot with trying to get money, so we're going to try to roll pretty hard for harvesting in the early game. I'll definitely take an additional torch here and roll, and another additional torch. Peaceful Bee, well, we're mostly going to be elemental damage, so we don't care about losing the melee and range damage mostly. Torch does scale with melee damage, so we can build melee damage, but we're mostly just going to focus on building elemental damage. If we pick up any free melee damage, that's fine. And Peaceful Bee is just good for the harvesting, and even though our dodge modifications are halved, so it's only 2% dodge, dodge will be good on this character since we are going to get our max HP so high. I'm going to roll again, looking for more torches. I said more torches. Alright, we did get more torches, and I'm going to take the lock the Lumberjack shirt as well. I think that's really helpful on fire damage builds, which otherwise take forever to kill trees. As you saw in that last wave, we really struggled to kill the tree, and especially for this character, who will be locked at a very slow movement speed, it will be hard for us to move from tree to tree, which makes it even more difficult and slower for us to break trees. Lumberjack Shirt solves all of those problems for us and is therefore a great item for this character. Here I'm just going to take the HP. We do generate percent damage from HP. No, we're buying more harvesting. I'm going to roll to see if I can find a little more harvesting, so I'm going to roll twice. I missed twice, unfortunately, so I will now just take the max health. Ended up wasting 5 materials there, or 7 materials there. I didn't see exactly how much we wasted, but I think it was worth it for an attempt at finding more harvesting. I will roll for more torches. One good thing about this is they do have 2 excellent item tags. We get elemental damage from them, which increases their base damage, but more importantly, the burning damage. And we also get max HP, which increases our percent damage. So that part is definitely nice. The worst part about that, actually, is that I left those double value materials on the side of the arena, too, which I need to be careful not to do. Maybe I should have actually waited and let the enemies come closer into the middle first. I need to build a lot of luck so that we can use our high consumable healing to our advantage, since this character benefits from consumable healing, has extra consumable healing. We benefit from luck a lot, and that's our only method of healing as well. 8 harvesting is great, and then we can buy a torch and a peaceful bee and a lumberjack shirt and roll. Scar is going to be great. I'd have liked to be able to pick it up this wave, but obviously next wave is good too, and we will definitely continue to upgrade our torches. I've got 5, but I have enough to reroll, but I have 2 things locked, so that's totally fine. Hit those guys a few times, and then we can run away. Just have to make sure to get the burning ticks on stuff. We have no snakes or anything like that. And I really need to boost my luck, because right now we just are not generating. You can see I'm running into enemies because we don't kill stuff quickly, which makes it very hard to avoid taking damage, and our move speed also makes it hard to dodge enemies. I could take 3% dodge, but I think I'm just going to reroll. We're looking for more harvesting. If I can hit 21, then we'll be able to get 2 harvesting per wave, or armor would be good. Mostly I'm looking for elemental damage, percent damage, attack speed, stuff like that would be particularly nice, or additional luck. I guess I'll just take armor here, and then here I'm going to take the 8 harvesting. This will allow me to get my healing up pretty high, or my income up relatively high. We'll grab the scar, because that's great, and the torch. And then I am going to take baby gecko. We're going to leave materials all over the ground, so this will give us a little bit of extra income, make that a little easier on us. I could take the plant. It's only 1.5 regen, but any passive regen that we get is still worth something. And plant is very cheap, so I think it's worth picking that up, even at half value, just because plant is such an efficient way to buy regen, and even a little bit of regen on this character, like if I can just get up to 1 healing per second, will go a long way. I really shouldn't have picked up that fruit. You want to be very careful about not picking those up at full health on this character, because they're all of your healing. Really wish I hadn't gotten torched. It's just such a terrible weapon. The lumberjack shirt was a great find, though. That has really helped out in terms of making sure that we're not wasting a ton of time hitting those trees. And then here, do I just want more harvesting, or do I want to keep building armor? The fact that I haven't found any luck is unfortunate as well. I think I'm going to start buying armor here. And then percent damage I intend to get mostly from HP, so I think luck is so good for this build that I'm just going to start buying it even at really bad rates like that. Another Peaceful Bee is a great find, though. Yes, we lose out on some damage, so our attacks with our actual weapons are doing worse, but more harvesting and more dodge this early is nice. We'll take the torch. We'll spend 18 on 1.5 regen. Scared Sausage, on weapons that already have burning damage, this just increases the burning damage by 1, so it's still worth it to pick up on weapons that have burning damage. Notice they did 9x3 before, now they do 10x3, so it's basically buying 1 elemental damage, which is worth doing. Snake is going to be good, even on a torch build, which often hits most enemies at most enemies in one swing anyways, we still can benefit from spreading the fire further, so Snake is good. And now that we have a Scared Sausage, I can also benefit from stuff like turrets. I think I did pass a turret earlier, but we will still be able to benefit from those if we find them in future. Turrets and landmines, other ways to apply the burning damage, so those will combo well with Snake. I'm just going to buy this because I think it'll help with wave clear more than having the coupon and saving the one materials or whatever next wave when we buy the Snake. Trying to pick up at least all the double value materials. When you leave materials on the ground, the first that many in the next wave drop at double value, and it is those specific materials that get doubled. It's not the first ones you pick up, it's the first ones you drop. So it's very important to actually pick up those double value materials, otherwise you can get into kind of a death spiral where you leave so many materials on the ground that next wave you can't pick them all up, and then you just are wasting money wave after wave after wave. Pretty poor income for these waves, but that's the way the cookie crumbles at this point. I'm going to take more harvesting here just because it's a level 2 upgrade, and then here we obviously can't use lifesteal. I'll take the elemental damage. I've been mostly ignoring elemental damage this far because I wanted to get my harvesting online, but now our damage is starting to fall behind, so we can start picking up elemental damage. We'll grab another boiling water, and what I'm going to do here is actually combine to a level 3 torch. It's most important that we have one of these at a really high level, since the burning damage overwrites. We'd rather have, with burning weapons, you'd rather have one high-level weapon than multiple lower-level weapons, usually. Another Peaceful Bee, yes please, and I will take a Broken Mouth. That's going to reduce my HP regeneration down to only 1 rather than 1.5. Do I want this Mastery? It does a little bit of extra base damage for my torches. I think not for 89. I'm just going to reroll here, and then you can sometimes get away with Alien Worm on this character since you already have very high consumable heal, but since I haven't found any more, I'm going to pass on it. We'll just take head injury and defective steroids. So I've got one weapon that's better than the others. This is where people always ask me why I don't play with weapon highlighting on, and this is one case where it would probably be nice to have it on. But I tend to find the weapon highlighting pretty distracting. You can turn on in options the weapon highlighting mode that shows what level each of your weapons are, so you know which direction your high-level weapons are in. I just find those highlights a little distracting. They look like projectiles to me, but that's an option I wanted to mention for use cases like this. Gives you a little more information and how to plan your approach to certain enemies. As you can see, when we swing through with our high-level weapon, enemies are taking 20 damage per tick, and when it's our lower level, they're taking 14. Yeah, I mean, I guess we lose some of our hard-earned dodge, but 10 harvesting is 10 harvesting, so we're going to grab that. And then here I've got to take luck. This build just needs luck so badly. I need the attack speed as well, but we just can't afford to pass luck on this build. I am going to take bait. This is going to do a lot of damage to me, so because it's going to be hard to dodge those with 0 speed, but I think that's still worth doing. And then here I will take the recycling machine. Spicy sauce is a non-weapon source of damage, which is good since our weapons are terrible, so I'm going to grab that as well. But I want to take the recycling machine before we go to the next wave, especially because I just picked up a bunch of luck. Let's get the fire on all of the lampreys and just hopefully let them tick out. Nope, we don't have quite enough elemental damage or burning damage to tick out all the lampreys with a single swing, so I needed to go back for a second burning damage application. At this point now, you can see my armor is low and my healing is bad, so any damage I take is very dangerous because we just don't have enough armor to survive. And even though we've got some knockback, when we're facing these enemies that don't care about knockback that much, it becomes very difficult for us to get through these chargers unscathed. Or if I just walk into other enemies, of course, that is also a danger. I tried to play that wave pretty aggressively, just because we need the income, but still didn't make that much money. Burning activates 10% faster, of course, is great when you're a burning damage build. And then here, yeah, we'll take 16% damage. That's a huge boost for us. And then 2 armor, I think, is what we need here. I have decent HP, so it's really just my healing and my defensive stats that are bad. Because obviously we're the chunky, we're going to have great HP thanks to the HP increase. But I really need to get armor to mitigate the incoming damage. Still don't think we can afford Alien Baby on this character, even though it is worth additional health, but 8% enemy speed when we're already slow is brutal, so I just don't think we can pick that up. But I will take more Harvesting. I think it's still not too late to buy Harvesting, and then I will take this Clover as well. The luck is going to be really valuable since we need to heal from consumables, and 3% dodge is not great, but you know. We'll take what we can get. Having bought 2 of the frogs that reduce our dodge, we're definitely less able to get to a reasonable dodge value than we were. I was thinking maybe we could actually get our dodge to an okay amount thanks to all the peaceful bees that I found. But I think it was still worth it to boost our Harvesting. Our income per wave is from actually killing enemies is so poor that the Harvesting is really important to this build, I think. I just don't really know how we're going to survive in Elite. With no passive healing, we're going to have to use consumables. And without any move speed, we aren't going to be able to dodge the Elite's attacks. So I'm really not certain how I plan to live through an Elite wave. It's not good to not have a plan. I'm going to keep taking luck here whenever we see it. Let's reroll this. I bet we can do better, and we indeed can. Additional armor. I'll take the Clover for sure. So now with 50 luck, I'll get a few more consumables, at least. So that will help with some of our survival issues. Coupon is great. Little muscly dude, gives us a couple stats we need, mostly the max HP, but the melee damage does increase the initial damage of our weapons a little bit. I'm kind of wondering if I can even afford to take Gentle Alien. We don't kill stuff, so I don't know how much money we'll be getting from it, but the damage and HP are still just so good for this character, I think I'd better take it. And then Metal, of course, is great, even without the move speed. This is just 3 stats that we want. One more reroll, and Medical Turret is an excellent find. This is a way for us to heal. Do I want it this wave or next wave? I think I'm going to take the basic turret here, because that can help apply our Scared Sausage damage, and is another way to get burning all over the map. And then Medical Turret I'll pick up before wave 11, because hopefully I can make it through wave 10 without that source of healing. And my turret over there can help produce a little bit of extra money for us, which is very important. Trying to play well on the opposite side of the arena from my turret, because it needs time for the burning damage to tick. I need one of these enemies to drop a consumable, though. A tree would have been a really nice find as well. This character is tagged with pickup, meaning you are more likely to find items that care about picking stuff up from the ground, consumables specifically, including bags and trees. So the fact that we found none of those items, pickup tagged characters have a great advantage in the shop. I guess I should explain that. All characters have hidden item tags that influence what they find in the shop. Pickup gives you additional items that care about picking up stuff from the ground, consumables and materials, so you're more likely to find cute monkeys, baby geckos, and so on. Pickup items are some of the best to be tagged with because they give you bags, they give you healing, consumable healing, and they give you trees. So those are all great items, which we've found none of so far. I'm feeling very hard done by that, because that's a core component of this character's balancing, is getting access to those excellent items. I think I'm going to re-roll this and just look for more luck or more armor. Either of those would be really good. I could also just take an additional like 11 HP, which is also a decent amount of extra damage. 4% dodge, 4.5% dodge I don't think is worth it. I think I'm going to re-roll once and see if I can get something better. I didn't really, but attack speed is still useful for this character, so I'll grab that. It's not too late to be buying harvesting, so I'm definitely going to do that, and then we will continue to upgrade my torches. Now I've got 2 level 3 torches. Medical turret is great, and because it's very cheap to buy here, since we get the free reroll from it, I'll pick up the alien tongue, and then I'll roll, and then additional luck going into a horde wave is really nice. Do I want the lucky charm or the bowler hat first? I guess the bowler hat is still better to pick up first, and we'll take the garden and the lucky charm as well. Gummy berserker, definitely not. I need all that armor. So these guys are going to be tough. The rib cages gain move speed the longer they're alive, and we kill things very slowly. So some of them are going to be quite fast. I'm going to try to play in and around my medical turret at least a little bit. Now that I've got luck in the 60s, we're much more reliably generating consumables to heal off of, so that is going a little better now. That garden will also be a big help to us. And the laser turret is applying fire for us, so that's why I picked that up. I'm still not that worried about trying to boost my damage. As long as we're killing stuff somewhat, I don't really care about boosting like my base elemental damage. Here, I think I'm going to reroll. I think we can do better. Let's reroll this again. Oh, man. I guess I'll just take the 1 damage here because I've already rolled twice. That feels a little bad, but what can you do? And then more attack speed just to push enemies away more reliably. Take both of these and roll. Metal detector, 6 luck is still good. Yes, we lose 5% damage, but I think the luck outweighs it, and scared sausage is great. Plus, then I can upgrade my torches. I think we're just going to go to 3 level 3 torches here. Rip and Tear is an interesting one. Fuel tank I'll buy now, because I think we're at the point where I really do want to start buying elemental damage. I have skipped a bunch of elemental items, and I should have talked about that earlier because I was so focused on getting our economy and everything else online. So I wasn't worried about boosting damage on our burning. The burning damage, as long as it was killing enemies, was high enough. We didn't need to boost it. Alien magic is going to be great, even though we lose luck. Obviously, we need HP as much as we can get. I'm considering the Rip and Tear. So enemy explosion is another way to add extra damage to this character, although it scales off of our melee damage. I think I'm going to pass on it. I'm feeling a little better about this build than I was a moment ago, but we haven't faced an elite yet, and that's going to be the real challenge. But that's why I wanted to get our economy and defensive stats going, rather than building like more burn damage or whatever, because I'm just building to survive the Wave 14 elite at the moment. This garden is a huge help to us, and will be even more of a help in the elite wave. I really wish I could get a consumable healing item. It's so unlikely that we didn't get any consumable healing items on this character, and yet, here we are. More luck, yes please. I could buy elemental damage. I think I'm going to roll, yes, 3 armor is perfect. Cute Monkey is a great find. This is what we need for just more healing. Just other ways to heal that aren't HP regen or lifesteal are so important to this character. So I'm just going to buy out this whole shop and then roll again. 10% damage on the missile. We've got enough damage, I think. I'm just going to re-roll this. Do I want... I'll definitely take boiling water. Do I want energy bracelet? I don't care about the crit chance, but 2 elemental damage. I think I will still lock that, but we'll just buy this for now and then go to the next wave. Now I'm at the point where I think we can start focusing a little more on wave clear, or have to start focusing a little more on wave clear and damage, just because the enemy health is outscaling our current burn damage. The 2 turrets are doing a lot of work for us. So, great find, I guess the 3 turrets even. Great find on those 2 items. Taking a bunch of extra hits there, but at least I can go pick up all the consumables that are on the ground from that garden. And the 2 geckos that I've got are pulling in materials, which are then healing me thanks to the cute monkey. If I can get a couple more of those, then we'll be in much better shape as well. That's just a solid item combo that those 2 work really well together, of course. Wisdom, I'm definitely recycling. We just need to clear the enemies as quickly as possible. Fin, obviously we don't want. We can't use either of those 2 stats. So, unfortunate find there, but, you know, we can just take the money. More luck is great. Alright, this is interesting. I could buy 8 elemental damage and cap my max HP. I don't think I can afford to do that. I think I'd rather just buy the octopus. Even 105 HP I just don't think is enough for this character. I think we just need to keep going. Although, so we will still benefit from the Chunky's passive, the 1% damage per 3 HP. If we cap our HP, we'll still get more damage as our HP goes over that. And 8 elemental damage is a lot. I think it's just not enough to justify capping it, though. I think we really need to focus on getting to like 200, 300 HP if I can. More percent damage at the cost of attack speed from the missile or adrenaline. Our chances of dodging are very low. We'll have like 6% dodge with the adrenaline, but every time it comes up, a 5 HP heal is pretty good. I think I'm going to speculate on the adrenaline here. If I can find like a few more efficient dodge items that I want to buy for other reasons anyways, then we'll get some healing out of the adrenaline. This could easily be a mistake, but it also pulls a unique out of the pool, which will improve our future shops as well. And then finally, it's one of the items we've been hoping to find this entire time, a lemonade. And another Peaceful Bee is great. That also improves our adrenaline, but also just gives us a little more defenses and harvesting. Even if I can get to like 20% dodge, I think the adrenaline will be good. I don't think... Yeah, there's no chance we kill this elite if I hit it with some of these torches. Yeah. I could probably get it... my damage is looking okay. I could probably get it down to like... I don't know, 10... or like 30%, something like that. Because we're actually damaging it more than I was expecting to. But... the worst case scenario is that I start trying to kill it, put it into its more difficult second stages really early, and then discover I don't have the damage, and that means I've not been farming, been focusing on trying to dodge the elite while near it too often, and have just taken a bunch of extra damage for no reason, while also having to fight it for much longer in its more difficult stage. Whereas if I just make the decision early to evade it and try not to kill it, we're much more likely to be able to survive. Very happy I invested in this harvesting, by the way. That's the only thing that's keeping me in this game. Take the Cyclops Worm for sure, and then 2 melee damage. I just don't think we're ever going to care about melee damage. I'm just going to recycle this. We have a recycling machine, so it's just good to recycle things. Here I'm going to take the HP. I just need defensive stats, and that also is some damage for us. Cake has no downside on this character, because you lose 1% damage, but gain 1% damage. Actually, you gain 1 and 1.25% damage. Because of the Chunky's passive. 2 passives working together. So we'll buy that and the baby gecko as well. Now I have 3 geckos, so any cute monkeys I can find are really good for us. Propeller hat and an upgraded torch, yes. Another baby gecko. We'll soon be pulling in all the materials. Tree, and we'll keep upgrading our torches. I think I'm okay with these level 3 torches rather than going for a level 4 and a bunch of other level 3s. I might go for a level 4 if I find another torch to pick up. Even a wand would help a lot, just giving us this burning damage at range, but this is a torch build, so I'm sticking to it. Stone skin I will buy, of course, but I wanted the luck first. But Stone Skin's going to be a lot of HP. I do need more armor as well. And now even more. But that's just a perfect item for this character, because you scale off of HP, and it gives you more HP than it gives any other character. Yeah, so you can see it down there, the burning damage from our turrets is actually doing a lot of work. We're just getting a lot of extra wave clear off of that. I feel like I have been a little scattered this commentary just because, one, I'm recording it kind of late at night, so I'm a little tired, but also just because it was hard to have a plan going in, because I thought this was just a super difficult build from the beginning, and I didn't really know how we were going to make it work, if it was even possible to do so. So I'm kind of making things up as I go along a little more than I usually am in these builds. Fairy I'm still definitely going to take. This is only 10 regen, but the passive regen is so good for this character. Lose 2 elemental damage for 10 harvesting at this point. I think I'm going to recycle the wheat. Less because that's a bad trade. I think I probably would take that trade, but more just because 122 materials is good. Gnome, excellent. Yes, we lose pickup range, but I now have 80% gecko pulls, so we're getting all the materials, almost all the materials off the ground anyways, and this actually gives me a little more control over pulling in fruits. I also did buy an alien tongue, so we're still easily able to pull in fruits as much as we need. Let's reroll here, and I'm going to grab some attack speed. That's just going to make it easier for me to knock enemies away with the torches. Take the stone skin. We take damage pretty frequently, so I cannot afford Triangle of Power. Here, I think I will go to a level 4 torch and then buy another level 1. This way we have one that does 79 times 8, which is great. And then, yep, this is all good. So, Lost Duck, I'm still just going to buy, just reduce elemental damage. That's fine. I don't have one yet even, so we get half a regeneration out of it. Lemonade and Fertilizer will still pay for itself in the next couple waves, so I'll pick it up. Even though I decreased my pickup range, I'm still going to try to increase it just to make sure we're constantly healing off of our consumable heal drops. So let's grab the alien tongue. And then I think what I'm going to do here is combine these 2 level 1 torches, pick up a level 3 torch. That'll let me then make another level 4, but I don't have too many that are too low. I didn't pick up any other explosives, so I've just got the spicy sauce, so I'm not going to buy a plastic explosive. We'll just go to the next wave. All my constructs spawned in the same place. We have to be very aggressive about hunting down and killing the brain bugs, because buffed enemies, our damage is so low, these buffed enemies are very hard to kill. Luckily that wave spawned right next to my turrets, so those set them on fire and they died. The brain bugs at least have very low health. The healing enemies are also very important to kill because all of our damage is dealt over time. We do slow dot damage, so if we need to kill the healers to stop them from allowing the enemies to regenerate. Finding Fairy there was really good, though. That gave me a lot of extra regeneration, and so that has helped keep our health up passively, alongside our high luck and consumable healing, which is how you have to play this character. I ran along, like, basically inside that charger and took 5 hits in a row. Almost died right there just through sloppy play. Take the laser turret here, and 20 more luck is more consumables, so I'm just going to keep buying those as long as they come up. Big Arms has not that much downside, although we have Stone Skin, but 12 melee damage is still not that valuable to us. I'll take the percent damage, though. I wish I'd found enough consumable healing that I could buy these alien worms, because they're pretty efficient for this character. You know, we would get 1.5 regen, because 2 regen halved, and then 1 regen from our fairy halved, and then 4 HP, but at the cost of a consumable heal, which I cannot afford to reduce. Let's go with a second level 4 torch and another level 2 torch. This should make it fairly likely to apply the level 4s regularly. Buy another upgraded torch, and then I think I will buy another laser turret. These can just continue to help set enemies on fire, so that's great. nothing here that I want. Let's go to the next wave. I'm gonna, again, not try to kill the elite. I just don't think we'll have the damage no matter what, but I will focus on killing the eggs. I guess let's take a couple test whacks at the elite. Yeah, no, we do not have the damage to kill it. Maybe if there weren't other enemies on the field and this wasn't like a buffering, a brain bug ribcage wave where we're gonna be taking constant damage from those guys that we just don't kill fast enough. Then I could go after the elite, but on wave 17, there's too much other incidental damage that's going to be quite difficult to avoid. I just do not think we can afford that. I will say, I also, if I can indulge in some complaining here, I feel like we've gotten very unlucky finding crates, given that I have a tree and like 150 luck. Over the course of this run, like 3 crates this wave is fine, but we found very few crates in the previous waves. And we have a recycling machine, so crates are worth a lot. Although not as much as if we found a bag, which, since we're pickup tagged, we should have found a bag. I feel like this is this run has definitely had some poor luck in terms of shop RNG. Hard to complain that much when you get 5 peaceful bees or whatever we have, though. Let's recycle this scar. We've already got one, and it's really late in the wave, so we don't need it. I'll take the dynamite, because it's worth half a regen as well. And, we do have the spicy sauce. And then I'm going to reroll this. I'm going to reroll that, too. I'm just looking for armor. Power generator, unfortunately, does not do anything for this character. Broken Mouth does, though, as does Shady Potion. Roll again. A weird food is an excellent find. I'm curious how this adrenaline has performed. Alright, it's only healed me for 10, so the adrenaline was a poor purchase. I thought it probably would be if we didn't find any dodge, but I thought it was worth speculating on. Maybe that was a mistake. Take the weird food for sure. Alien Eyes definitely. We can scale off our very high maximum HP, and then we will buy another torch. The tooltip is stuck on the screen. There we go. Now I can buy another torch and lock this tree, lock these alien eyes, go to the next wave. 3 level 4 torches means we're very likely to land our high damage burning ticks on enemies. And level 4 torches do have some of the highest burning damage of any burning weapon. I think only flamethrowers are better. So we do have that going for us. I really need just like more armor and more regeneration of various kinds before we fight the elites. The premium item, the dream item, funnily enough for us right now, I think is a cute monkey. We have 4 baby geckos, so any % chance of healing is going to be multiplied massively every time we pull in those materials by the cute monkey. So I think that's actually the single best item that we could find. And I'm feeling pretty vindicated in my decision not to focus on elemental damage early. Our wave clear is not great, but keeping up as much as we need it to. And the fact that we were able to invest so much in economy stats is part of why we're still alive at all, I think. Do I just want 1.5 regen here? I think I'm going to roll for armor. Awesome find for armor is great. And one that we kind of deserve given how much luck I've invested in. We should be getting high level upgrades in the shop. Alien Eyes and tree and roll. We cannot afford to take a weird ghost at this point. More weird ghosts earlier would have been nice, but not now. Baby with a beard is sometimes useful for healing because it gives you additional lifesteal, but obviously we can't use lifesteal. But I will take Alien Magic, and do I just want 1% or 2% dodge off the Peaceful Bee here? I think that's not worth buying. I'm going to reroll. Ugly Tooth is going to be a great find for before the boss wave. That will help us slow the bosses quite a lot. And then I will upgrade my torch here, I think. I think that will help more than landmines. And in fact, we don't need any wave clear for the boss wave, so I'm just going to pass on the landmines. Even though the constructs have served me well, I've been very happy with the decision to pick those up and use those with the scared sausage. The landmines are not going to help at all in the last wave, so we don't need them. basically all we need at this point is armor and any form of healing that we can get. Consumable healing for preference, but any healing would be good. It's very hard to get your dodge up to reasonable values on this character, so I'm not that surprised that we didn't, but like I said, the fact that we found all those peaceful bees kind of baited me into thinking we could get to like 20 or maybe even 25% dodge, which would be a very high amount of effective HP since our HP is so high. Dodge gets more valuable the higher your health is, so even a small amount of dodge would be very good on this character. Let's recycle the weird ghost. I'll take the scared sausage. This can just help us generate more consumables on the ground, and then 4 armor is the perfect find for us. More consumable healing, also the perfect find for us. Ugly Tooth, sure, I'll upgrade a torch, because it's a challenge run. I'm definitely not taking Sad Tomato. This would give me only 4 regeneration, and minus 50% health is a big health penalty. I also think we won't take Toxic Sludge. We haven't had a problem killing enough stuff to generate consumables, so I'm just gonna not worry about that. I probably will take Baby Elephant. We have 4 geckos, so that combos pretty well. Helmet, yes, and roll. There's another key item for this character I haven't found is helmets or warrior helmets. Since you don't lose speed, those items, which often have harsh penalties, have no penalty for this character, and yet we still haven't found any. Maybe I can kill the bosses, actually, if I take a 3rd Alien Eyes. That's a lot of damage to the enemies, so let's give that a shot, and then I'll buy another spicy sauce and a cake. With those things combined, maybe we actually can kill the bosses. It does feel bad to leave a torch on a torch challenge run, but now I'm kind of thinking, you know, Alien Eyes is a lot of damage to bosses and elites if you can hit them with several of the projectiles, so I think there's a chance we can actually kill these guys. What I want to do is be inside them when the Alien Eyes go off so that all the projectiles hit them, basically. So we try to do that without... There we go. So you can see that huge chunk of damage that I took out of that guy. But that involves accurately counting between the 3 seconds, which is hard to do. Because I don't want to stand in them forever and take a million damage. 2, 3. There we go. So that time I did like 1,000... or like 10,000 damage with those Alien Eyes to the boss there, because I was standing directly in it, so got hit by all of them. But now I've taken just too many hits, so I need to kind of back off and heal up. It's really looking like I should be able to kill the bosses as long as I don't die here, though. Let's go grab these consumables if I can. Try to dodge all these attacks. Take a bunch of extra hits and dodge and Alien Eyes. Come on. There we go. Nice! Wow, alright. I'm stoked that I actually managed to get those guys. I was not expecting to finish this off on such a strong note with a boss kill. But that's why I like Alien Eyes. I get a lot of questions about this, but I mean, those dealt 44,000 damage. I would expect that 35,000 of those damage was in the last wave entirely, and basically that's what let me kill the boss, because if you hit them with every single attack of the 18 attacks, that's 2,000 plus damage right there, which is obviously incredible to land in the boss on the boss all at once as burst damage. So that's what lets you kill bosses in those circumstances. I think this build was really tough, but I feel pretty good about my play here. I feel like we made the best of a bad job. I think, you know, I don't like to spend too much time talking myself up, but I feel like this is one that someone without this much experience in the game would really struggle with, and so I feel pretty happy to have brought it off. We got some good items here in terms of coupons. Peaceful Bees obviously were great. Recycling Machine was excellent. But we also struggled to find some of the key items for this character in the early game. So especially given the slow start, I'm happy with how well the build came together. Alright, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and of course, as always, if you have, then feel free to leave a comment, like the video, and you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game content. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.